This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, a return to home, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Yeah, welcome back home.
Thank you.
It feels like, dude, last episode seemed like so far away.
It did, didn't it?
It seemed like it happened like a month ago for some reason. But yeah, here we are. And you're in your lovely confines there. And I'm over here. It's very warm. But as we were saying in the green room with the pod squad, I'd rather be a little too warm than too cold, you know?
Yeah, and
like, cold hurts for some reason.
It does. I feel.
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm stepping all over you.
No. I'm literally like I'm having a delay on my end, and it's pissing me off. So it's like I feel like it. I don't know. But anyway, no. I am finally home, and the air conditioning is working, and it is cool here again in the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. So luckily, we are in good position here. But yes, I agree. I would take a hot day over a cold day literally any time of the year. It's the cold temperature drives me insane, and it's almost like my body has a different reaction to it. I can feel it like in my bones, you know. And it doesn't matter the level of cold. It could be like just a general 40-degree day, or it could be, you know, sub-zero, because Philly, you know how Philly is in the wintertime. But I've already reapplied extra deodorant, and it's only 11 o'clock on Friday morning. And, you know, fuck it. I'll just carry it with me all day. I don't care.
Yeah, I'd rather, you know, nothing wrong with having like backup deodorant and stuff like that. But I would rather, like, yeah, it's cold. When it's cold, it's usually dark and miserable, and you have to layer up. So when, you know, summer rolls around, it's hot, and I'd rather layer down. Like, the worst day of the year for me is when I have to, you know, convert from shorts to jeans. I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, if I could wear shorts all year round, I would. You know, when I was younger, I could fucking rock a pair of shorts in a fucking blizzard and not be fucking bothered, but. Now it's like, cold, I'm wet. Ooh.
Oh my God, being cold and wet at the same time. Oh God, fucking kill me right now. Kill me, dude. I hate it. I used to, though, when I was.
That's why I get furious when I see people wear socks and fucking slides, like the sandals. It's like, dude, what if you step in a fucking puddle? Now you got a sock all fucking day. You fucking crumb.
It's criminal behavior. It's lunatic behavior to wear sandals with socks outside when it's raining. Why would you do that? You have run the risk now of having wet, soppy feet all day.
Yeah, you walk through a fucking grass patch. Now you got socky, grassy feet.
Oh,
fucking derp.
It's grimy. I can't. It's just so nasty. I can't even imagine leaving the house or putting them on and being like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is going to work out perfectly. Can't wait. I definitely am not a fan of that.
For one instance, I was like, you know what? Let me see what it's like. So the other day, we had no milk in the house. I was going back to have cereal. Fuck, we're out of milk. So there's a little corner store around the corner. Normally we drink like almond milk. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just run around the corner, get like a small thing of regular milk. I had my fucking socks on, and I had like, it was a weird thing where I was just wearing socks. Normally I just wear my slides. But I was like, you know what? Let me walk around the corner, socks and slides, to see what it feels like. And it was the most uncomfortable fucking thing I had ever done. I'd rather be barefoot in slides walking down the street than socks and slides. I don't know why. It's just, but to see other people do it, fucking that. When people wear socks and slides, or when people wear fucking pajama pants to the fucking supermarket, and I'm just like, that can't smell good. pants smell good. Like that nether region fucking stinks. That's all I'm thinking about is a stinky asshole in those pajama pants. You're going to wear your fucking pajamas to the fucking supermarket, and then you're going to go home and get in bed under the covers and roll around in filth all fucking night. You fucking dirtball.
Dude.
I saw a guy wearing pajama pants and a leather jacket. I wanted to fucking strike that.
What pajama pants? Who would do something so horrible?
I took a photo of him. I blurred out his face. Like I posted on social media. I was like, this makes me angry.
Do something like that. I can think when I go
a leather jacket and like checkered fucking plaid pajama pants. I'm like, you asshole.
You deserve to be smacked right now, sir. Every time I go to the Royal Farms, there's always somebody in there who's got, like, I feel weird even going into places after the gym, right? Like wearing, like, when we record, like, I'll wear, like, my fucking gym shorts or whatever. But, like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm going to get dressed. Like, I want to put jeans on or shorts, like actual shorts. I don't want to go out looking like a schlub. I don't want to do that. But every time I go to fucking Royal Farms or I go to the store, there's always somebody who's got, like, the Cookie Monster pajama pants or, like, the flannel heavy ones that are just, like, them Johns are going to be... that shit is ripe, dude. It's like being on the septic train. You're going to smell some things that are going to haunt you, and it's going to make it hard to smile in the future. So there's nasty.
It's, there's stuff's rubbing together. And it's like fucking onion balls and fucking... Oh, my God. It's 90 degrees, and you're wearing flannel pajamas.
Dude, why?
Like some kind of cunt. I don't know, man.
Like some kind of fucking deranged psychopath. The worst example of this I've ever seen, and this is an actual true story. You can reach out to Mrs. Goober to verify this. When in 2017 we went to Washington D.C., we took the boys. It was just the two boys then and us, and we went to the White House and Capitol, all that shit. And we got off at the wrong exit, and we were like, well, we're here. Let's go to Arlington because I want to see it. I've never been there, and I'm curious about it, right? I'm a history guy, and I like seeing that stuff. So we get there, and, I'm a big Kennedy guy. Like, if you can see over the back here, Bobby Kennedy sits on my wall here, and I wanted to go visit his grave. And we're there at the Eternal Flame at John's grave. And there is a man who is wearing, I believe it was either Cookie Monster or Oscar the Grouch pajama pants. And what appeared to be the early predecessors or some form of Crocs. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just staring at this guy who's standing in front, like the big, I don't know if you've ever been at the monuments there where the Eternal Flame sits, but on the one side of the wall, there's a big Bobby Kennedy quote. And I'm trying to read the quote, and this man just keeps moving back and forth in my eye line with his fucking Sesame Street pajama pants and his Crocs in fucking Arlington. And I remember just being like, why would you come to this? Why would you come here? And it's humid, too. Like, it had just rained the night before. It was kind of muggy that day. And I'm like, this man can't be comfortable. He definitely doesn't smell good. Like, there's not a chance in the world that he smells good. No. But also, like, aren't you uncomfortable? And, like, I don't know. I just, outside of it feeling, like, super disrespectful, it was just, like, don't you have any jeans you could throw on? Like, that would be okay. I would be okay with you. I'm sure Kennedy would be okay with you wearing jeans. But, like, pajama pants? Come on.
It's like, it's got to smell like onion balls and pencil shavings because that's what buttholes smell like. Just.
That is the most descriptive thing I've ever heard, and it's right.
Smells like a fucking load of number 2 pencil shavings in his fucking back pocket.
Disgusting. Oh my God. That is foul. And
don't get me started on Crocs. I'm just.
Dude, I might as well now that you said that. Blue Meanie, let's dive right into it, sir. We'll keep it the gimmick going. Tell me about your feelings about Crocs, bud.
I don't care how comfortable they might be, but sorry. It's like they're like the submarine of fucking slides. They look like slides that could go deep sea expeditions. They're just like weird.
The weird strap in the back by the your Achilles, and like, what is this?
I saw somebody wearing like Crocs that looked like they were like 3D printed something on somebody's. Like, it looked like let me try to 3D print this weird fucking design. And I can't even describe to you what it looked like, but there were Crocs in there. I was like, that looks stupid. I don't know. I just can't get on the Crocs thing, you know?
No,
but then again, I'm 50 years old, and I just transferred over to slide-on shoes, which is by law required to you have to go over to slide-on shoes. I got some Skechers slide-ons, which I'm still adjusting to.
Well, that's what happens.
I think it looks
good.
No. That's why I haven't quite. I love the slip-on shoes, but I'm just not used to the look because I think it looks weird. But you know, it's like I almost have like too high of a sock for the fucking shoe. Like, or should I start buying black socks so it looks like it's part of the shoe, or do I need to get like blue socks now? I just threw out every sock in my fucking house that have these fucking ankle socks. Now I'm going to have to get shorter socks because I got these slip-on shoes. It's a fucking conundrum that's in my fucking head. Nobody cares about it. No normal human being cares about this, but I'm just like, oh my God, my socks are too fucking high.
Isn't it funny though? I feel the same way. Like a lot of times when I get dressed for my shoot job, right? Like I have the tie and I got to wear the button-up shirt, and I'm looking at it and I'm going at my waistline and I'm going, oh boy, this looks wrinkled here. Or oh, do you think like, you know how you have like the tent city in your armpit sometimes when you wear like the collared shirt with the tie? And I'm looking at it and I'm going, babe, I look like I'm fucking, like I'm in a bat wing, you know, like I don't like this. And I'm the only person on earth that focuses on this. And then I'm like transfixed on it all day. So I get changed a couple times. It was the same thing with the socks. I'm like, okay, do I wear ankle socks with these? Like if I'm wearing shorts, I don't wear shoes, sneakers or socks or anything because I'm like, this to me, like on myself, I think this looks ridiculous, right? It's not my thing. If I'm going to wear shoes or sneakers with shorts, I'm going to get a pair of like skateboard shoes, right? And wear them because at least you can kind of hide around the ankle socks or the heel socks or whatever. But I feel like I look like my dad getting ready to go mow the lawn, do the back 40 when I have the halfway calf socks, you know, and I need the New Balance 7s. No, I totally understand that. But I feel like when you turn 50 the day, I think it was the government, they sent you the slip-on shoes, right? With your AARP card. Yes. They were like, congratulations, you know, Blue.
I have AARP.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have yet to take advantage of some of the discounts, but
it's so good.
I guess I'm a slacker.
Hey, listen, you have time. There's time to still do it. So we'll have to explore that a little bit more. I want to shout out to the Pod Squad who's here joining us today. Machete says, as far as our conversations with staying cool, you can only strip down so far before someone calls the cops. And my friend, not with that attitude, we will strip it all the way.
I say challenge accepted.
Philly cops ain't paying attention. They're going to be like, okay, whatever. We got other shit to do. They're not.
There's more important crimes. Dude, there's more important crimes in Philly than a naked meanie walking down the street.
See two beat cops like, hey, who's that? Oh, it's just a Blue Meanie. Don't worry about it. He's just airing his balls out. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So what's going on?
Cream sugar cuts?
Yeah. Yo, cuz.
Yo, cuz.
Yo, cuz, you got the cream and sugars?
Yo, cuz.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. It's so good. So good, man. So how the hell are you, man?
Dude, I'm good. We went out, we left the house last night. We went to the Ardmore Music Hall.
Oh, that's a dope spot.
Which, it was the first time I ever been there. Like, if something's too far, I'm like, like anytime a band goes to the Keswick, I'm like, oh fuck, you know?
Yeah. I know exactly that feeling.
It's like a 30-minute drive, and there's no fucking park. They don't have a lot, so you gotta find street parking, and it's like Mammoth WVH fucking, who I love, are coming around, and they're going to the fucking Keswick, and I'm just like, I went, fuck. I guess I'm not going.
Yeah. It's like the Tower, like going to the Tower Theater. It's like when you, like the Keswick and the Tower are the same way. I don't think there's any park. I saw John Oliver at the Tower Theater, and that is the first and last artist of any kind I will see at the Tower Theater. I will never go back.
I like the Tower. There is a parking garage behind it.
Really?
Yeah, there's a little parking garage, you walk down the steps and you can make your way around to the front of the building. That's all right. And the weird thing about the tower is, like, I think I've seen more comedians there than I've seen bands. It's weird. I saw George Carlin there, saw Artie Lang there. I think the first band I saw there was, I was there for Rob Zombie when they filmed the Living Dead Girl video.
Cool.
I didn't know where they were filming that night, so I went and I saw all these cameras in there. They filmed the Living Dead Girl video, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and in my love for Van Halen, Van Halen played there, so I'm just like, oh, Van Halen played there on their first tour and all this stuff like that. So you think of all the different bands who play. It's a historic place. Yeah. I dig it, but fucking Keswick,
man.
So it's. I went to the, you got to be special you have to be a special artist to get me to leave the fucking house to go to the fucking Keswick. The last time I went to the Keswick was for Stephen Wright.
Oh, man. I bet that was cool.
Yeah. This was like right before the lockdown. And me, Mrs. Meanie, and our friends Donnie and Bev, we all went. It was like a night. That was pretty cool. Love Stephen Wright. I was like, man, and it was like one of those Carlin things. It was like, I better see him.
Yeah.
I better go see him. I've never seen him before. Let me go see him. But last night we went out to the Ardmore Music Hall, which I had never been to before because, you look at the distance, you go, fuck. Mm-hmm.
Yep, right on the main line there. Yeah.
I didn't realize how, like, goofy the parking situation until we got there. And then, like, I ran into a friend who's like a friend of a friend, but I met through a mutual friend, but we're cool. And he's like, oh, no, there's a parking lot. It's like, well, noted for next time. But, I've skipped on so many bands who played there because I was like, man, I don't want to go all the way to Ardmore. I was like, and, first world problems, right? But we went to see the Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band, which consisted of two members of, if you ever seen back in the day, MTV's The State, David Wayne and Ken Marino from The State. And they filled out the band with a bunch of like really good session musicians and, backup singers, stuff like that. And they fucking like, they do play all covers. Actually, I'm kind of lying. They did. Well, if you're not familiar with The State, let me back up a little bit because I don't want to say anything out of order here, out of context. Like if MTV's The State, it was like a sketch comedy show. They're a sketch comedy group. Michael Ian Black, Michael Showalter, Ken Marino, David Wayne, and I'm Karen Kitty, something like that. They went on to do great shit like Reno 911. They did Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah,
and last night they played the one of the themes from there was an original song from Wet Hot American Summer, which is kind of like one of those like Rocky type songs where you're like, you like a workout fucking like a montage, like a Rocky montage, but it's like, and then they did a song from, they also did the movie Role Models.
Yes. And
there's a fake Paul McCartney song that's in the movie.
Love, take me down to the street.
Yeah. Like there's like this improvised scene where a guy was talking about Paul McCartney and Wings. It's like, yeah, and he starts singing this fucking fake Paul McCartney song. So they kept it in the movie and they're like, well, fuck, now we got to make this song. Yeah. And the song plays, if you watch Role Models at the end credits, the fake Paul McCartney song, it sounds just like Paul McCartney and Wings.
Yeah.
They played that last night, which was really cool.
Ah, that's funny.
So you hear those two songs from those two movies I like. It was pretty cool.
That sounds awesome. I'm actually just looked up the state. I had no idea that Thomas Lennon was a part of this group. Thomas Lennon's famous for being Lieutenant Dangle in Reno 911. You'd recognize him pretty much anywhere. I'd say he's probably the most notable notable person from the group. But Joe Latrulio was Detective Boyle on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then Ken Marino did a spot on that show for a while too, as the guy who was in between Holt when they took over. It's one of my favorite comedy shows on TV. So. That's super dope that you got to see them. I'm sure it was hilarious.
Oh, dude, it was great. They did like little bits in between. That was funny. Ken Marino, like they came out, did an opening song. I don't want to give away the site in case anybody goes to see it, but I'm sure it's on YouTube. Like they come out, do a couple songs. Ken Marino goes, shit, I gotta go to the bathroom. He ducks behind the curtain, and like they do this like little thing, and then David Wayne goes, actually, we have a musical legend in the house, from the 70s. Oh my God, I'm going to fuck up the joke. 60s and 70s musical legend Jerry Rafferty's in the house, and fucking Ken Marino comes out in a totally different outfit, sunglasses. And he's like, hi, I'm Jerry Rafferty, The crowd's laughing and all. And I'm not doing it any justice. And to go and do Baker Street, which fucking...
Oh, man.
One of my favorite songs from my childhood. If in Philly, if you watch the $1 Million Movie on Channel 6 on a Sunday night, the opening theme was... Baker Street, the saxophone part from Baker Street, So they're playing Baker Street. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
It's awesome.
And then after, they do the song and they're talking, he goes, and Ken Marino just starts laughing. He goes, I'm not Jerry Rafferty. And he takes off his glasses and they're like, oh, whoa. I told you,
That's so funny.
Dude, I am totally not doing it justice, but, like Eddie Murphy said in Delirious, he's like, yeah, you're going to go to the joke and you're going to work the next day and fuck up my jokes at work, That's what I'm doing right now. I'm fucking up Camarino's bit. I'm fucking up their bit. But if you ever get a chance to see that, they're playing Rehoboth Beach tonight, and they're playing New York tomorrow. But we're recording on those shows will be done by the time this airs. But yeah, if you get a chance to see the middle-aged dad jam band, it's fucking pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They did like a bunch of songs that I was just like, oh, dude, this is right in my fucking wheelhouse. If they didn't call themselves the middle-aged dad jam band, they could call themselves the Art Bell Coast to Coast radio show bumper music band, because all those songs are like songs that you would hear like when Art Bell would go to or come from commercial. It's just like fucking amazing.
I just actually looked this up in a little bit. I didn't realize. So there was this show I used to watch back when like Comedy Central first was kind of starting to become big, probably 97-ish, late 96, 97. Definitely not a time I should have been watching Comedy Central, because I think I was probably 12. But that was South Park had started. And there used to be the show on at night called Viva Variety. And it was Thomas Lennon, Kenny, and Michael Ian Black, who apparently I did not know this until I learned this today, that this show was an offshoot of a sketch they did on the state. And I remember watching the show and we've talked about before, the absurd humor is right up my wheelhouse. And I remember even as a kid laughing so hard at some of the dumb shit they would do on the show, because it was so just ridiculous, right? And there was what was the other show they had on? Oh Christ! It was another sketch comedy show. Was it Upright something? Upright.
Upright Citizens Brigade.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah. Oh God, I love that, man. So fucking funny. But Thomas Lennon was just hilarious in that show. So that definitely sounds like something I would be. That definitely sounds like something I'd be interested in if it's that kind of humor right up my alley. So
I'm old enough to remember when fucking Comedy Central aired for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know if the channel was reserved or whatever, but MTV would run the ads for Comedy Central, and they're little skits and coming soon, Comedy Central. and because they're Comedy Central is like an offshoot of MTV and stuff like that. But it's weird to be alive to know. Dude, I remember the first day TNT, the cable channel aired.
Yeah,
I came home 7th fucking grade, and they're like today at 4:00 TNT, and then the first thing they showed was Going with the Wind.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it's like when MTV first aired, the first video was the Buggles video killed the radio star.
Yep. I'm actually looking up the scene.
It was. I didn't see the launch of Comedy Central, but I remember the ads, the skits they would air on like MTV and everywhere else. Coming soon, Comedy Central. It's kind of weird,
Meanie.
Yes, sir.
Cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
This summer, it's not about the size of those cannonballs. It's about making a splash with our friends at Manscaped. Prep for barbecue season by making sure your grill master has the hottest dogs the summer's ever seen. When you're at the cookout, let the meat speak for itself with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. It's time to get ready and not sweaty, Meanie. By going to manscaped.com right now and using promo code MINDMeanie for 20% off, plus free shipping. And Meanie, I gotta tell you, you use some of them generic store brand razors to trim Little John and the East Side Boys, and you're gonna get some nicks, you're gonna get some cuts, and you're gonna get some scrapes. I gotta tell you, man, using the Manscaped products, the Performance Package 4.0 has helped my confidence, not only looking at myself in the mirror, but also with Mrs. Goober, if you know what I'm talking about. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to guarantee you'll have the most mouthwatering treats at the party. They have even built the ultimate bundle for your summer grooming. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The lawnmower has a 7,000 RPM motor, meaning, I don't know if you know all this, that it also has a new multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock so you don't get any uncomfortable buzzing in your luggage. And it gives you the ability to turn off the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave if you're like me in the shower at 4:30. Did I mention, Meanie, that this trimmer is waterproof too? Beach, pool, or shower, this razor will devour even the strongest pubes.
Let me tell you something, sir. It is summertime, and I like to go in the pool. And speaking of cannonballs, I like to moisturize my cannonballs with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. After I put on a comfortable pair of the Manscaped boxers, these are the most comfortable boxer shorts I have ever worn in my life, and I love them.
I'm wearing them right now. No shit. I legitimately am wearing them, and they are so comfortable. They're soft. They're breathable. They give me extra room for Little John of the East Side Boys. And you'll get a set of Manscaped boxers and the Shed travel bag inside of the Performance Package 4.0 as a free gift. Now, wearing sandals with some nasty toenails is nasty during the summer months. Looks like you're going to jump into the water and catch trout. The good news is that they added in something new, the Shears 2.0, a luxury nail grooming set, which includes stainless steel nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors. And as a treat, you should add in the crop mops to your order, a moist towelette specifically for your beach balls, Meanie. It's the best midday refresher to stop your popsicle from melting. So go ahead right now, Meanie. Where can they go right now?
Go to manscaped.com and save 20% when you use our coupon code MINDMeanie.
That's 20% off plus free shipping by using promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. Manscaped, the perfect way to get your patties sizzling hot this summer. And we want to thank them, as always, for sponsoring the program.
I do remember like the late 90s Comedy Central, because it was like they did a lot of movies. There was a baseball movie that was Albert Brooks and Brendan Fraser, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. The Client or The Rookie or something like that. And I remember that show being on a lot. Might have been that movie. Yeah, Pod Squad. Don't fact check me, bro. But I know that I remember that being on, and like, oh my God, I'm looking at some of these names. Absolutely Fabulous, The Kids in the Hall, Win Ben Stein's Money, Dr. Katz. Like Craig Kilborn being the first host of The Daily Show. That was some really funny shit back then, man. And it was, I don't want to say irreverent, but it was a very unique time period where it felt like there were kind of like no rules on that network, And then once South Park hit, it was like, all right, now they're going to take off and things really changed. But Yeah, dude, it was.
It's weird. It's weird to say. I remember a time before South Park, like on Comedy Central. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that I remember when watching the commercials for South Park, and I remember being like, "Why are these cartoon characters cussing? You know, like why are these people swearing?" And then I remember also feeling like, well, I don't know how long this is going to fucking last. Is this really like construction paper? Like, how does this work? And now it's like this global phenomenon. And I remember all the reactions. You know, I'm 30. I'll be 38 in a couple weeks. And I'm old enough to remember like my parents' reactions and like all the teachers' reactions, because we'd buy the T-shirts and we fucking wear them to school. And, you know, oh my God, you killed Kenny. And like, take that shit off. You can't wear that. You know, there's just like, it was this very weird reaction to the show. But yeah, I mean, it was those early episodes. You go back and watch them, you're like, holy shit, how did they get away with all this? And then you watch them now, you're like, wow, they really said that on TV. So,
yeah, that was, when you think how jarring that was back then and how tame it is now. Dude, I remember, was it NYPD Blue made waves because the character was going to say ass on TV.
Yes. Sipowicz showed his ass on TV.
Yeah. Ugh.
No, thanks, man. Listen, I love Sipowicz and I loved NYPD Blue, but I ain't trying to see his ass. So.
No.
No, I remember like, yeah, because that show was like super, I felt like super ahead of its time as far as like the depiction of things that were happening. And then they got in trouble for cussing a lot. And then there was another show on ER, when one of the main characters was dying of brain cancer. I can't remember. Dr. Anthony Edwards played the character. Dr. Green was his name. And he falls on the floor and he slams his hand down and he goes, shit. And it like faded to black. And I remember it was like the world shut down because this character said shit on television. It was like, I can't believe that they would cuss like that on, you know, mainstream television. And now, you know, everybody's dropping fucking F-bombs on in the middle of award shows and shit. Like it feels, the dynamic has changed with a lot of people. And I feel like that's, you know, the people are starting to not be as, I don't want to say uptight, but like it's different now, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. You know, just like I said, what was shocking back then is tame now. It's just like, you know, I'll watch a show and like, even if it's cable, you know, it feels like regular TV because there's fucking commercials. You know, if it's a movie, you kind of feel like, okay, I'm watching a movie, and there's swear words. You're like, all right, because there's a rating. But you're watching regular TV and somebody, you know, says shit. And it's like, what? You know, just.
I think it's more.
I'm 50. I'm still like, what?
I think for me, it's more jarring to hear somebody like maybe even Alan Alda. The first time I heard Alan Alda use a cuss word in a movie, I was like, why is Hawkeye cussing? You know, why is he? That doesn't make any sense to me, you know? And he purposefully, like, and later in his career, chose the villainous roles because he wanted to show, you know, range. And he was like, I played Hawkeye for so many years and I played these good characters and stuff. So hearing him swear and then getting blown away in a movie with Wesley Snipes was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why are they killing him? So, no, I guess it's just, again, it's very much, it's very unique in this position in the world. But I'd like to know, Meanie, what else is going on in the world with you right now?
Oh, man, just got a lot of things I can't talk about.
Damn it.
Well, no, I can talk about it because, you know, well, I announced it last week on the show, the UPW video game, Ultra Pro Wrestling, doing that. Just working on doing some signings coming up. I'm official for StarCast now, which is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, me and Hal Haney are going to be representing Ultra Pro Wrestling at StarCast in Chicago. First weekend of September. That's going to be fun, man. StarCast is like one of my favorite conventions. You know, I did the very first one, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I think that's one I did. That was the one they did in Baltimore. You know, they're always a good time. I like doing conventions. You know, I treat them like high school reunions. It's good to see people and stuff like that. But, you know, it's going to go out to Chicago for a couple days and meet the folks. They got some announcements coming out soon. I'm excited to see what those are. You know, it's just a cool vibe. The ones that they do in Chicago are really cool because, like, you know, even if you're staying at the hotel where the convention is, then you're just fucking hanging out all night, you know, and just walking around and doing things and stuff like that. And, you know, but yeah, I'm excited to be going back out to StarCast, you know, back in Schaumburg, Illinois. And yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So if you're going to be there, come check us out. Come say hello to the blue guy. And it's going to be cool to hang out with Hal Haney for a couple days because Hal's a great guy. Like I said, we talked for the first time on the phone at any point in our lives. We talked for the first time on the phone. Just cold called each other about some game related. I was like, oh, it's good to hear your voice. He's like, hey, yeah. But you know, Hal's an amazing artist. He's doing a lot of great work for this the game that we're doing, and I can't wait for them to start showing some stuff. You know, I've been privy to some of the behind the scenes stuff that they haven't shown, and so it'll be cool once they get to show some updated stuff. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, I followed.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I followed the Twitter account, and it looks like I said, like we said last week. I love Hal's art, and I love his artistic vision, and I feel like the design that he drew for you is so true to life. Like it just your facial features. You know what I mean? Like he's just so fucking good at what he does, and it's amazing to see this now going to be translated into video game form. I've never been to StarCast. I've heard wonderful things about it. I'm probably long overdue to get to one of these events, but I know it's always a really good time there. So I'm excited for you to be a part of it. Tell me again, when does the game officially come out? When does it get released?
Well, it's slated for 2024.
Oh, okay.
And from what I understand, I don't know if there's going to be a demo. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's going to be 2024. They're working around the clock on this thing, and like I said, if you're a fan of the THQ AKI games, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, Virtual Pro Wrestling, you're going to love this game. I'm excited for it. In 2023, to be involved with video games, action figures, stuff like that, it's just pretty cool to be remembered.
Yeah.
Just to, when somebody says, oh, I want to have you a part of my project, that's saying, I trust you with our product, that you'll do what's best for the product and not embarrass us. Or I trust that you're going to, your name means that much that we can be able to sell this product based on you being it. I'm not the only person in it, but like,
right. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's a really good endorsement, for a kid who wasn't supposed to be here, in wrestling, growing up severe asthmatic and all that stuff. And, here I am, 2023 and getting a chance to do this video game. It's really cool. It's really cool. There's, there's been opportunities to do other games, but it's just like, I did Retromania wrestling, which is awesome. And there's other stuff out there that's coming out, but like having a relationship like I do with Hal, when I signed on with Retromania, Mike Archer from who I worked with at WWE, he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes for WWE, contacted me for Retromania. And so when Hal came to me and said, yo, check out this stuff we're doing in this video game, I was like, fuck. So that personal connection, I was like, fuck, that looks good. And, just a personal connection, knowing Hal, seeing who he is and all that stuff and seeing all his great work. And then I watched the YouTube streams with Sam, where he's there on the YouTube answering questions about the game, and telling you what's up, what are you going to do, this, that, and the other thing. Transparency there, which is pretty cool. So, Yeah. I'm just excited for it. It's going to be available on all the platforms. Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PS4 and 5. And I'm afraid if I'm missing anything. But
it is cool, man. It's like I said, it's always cool to see you being involved in these events and these games and just seeing your name out there is dope. And one of the other things I wanted to bring up, which I saw you tweeted something the other day or retweeted something. It was you in the ring, and you were, full regalia with the blue, and you had this beautiful dark blue button shirt on as you slid into the ring. And I wanted to, I'm not familiar with that. And I wanted to know where that scene came from, because first of all, the lean that you had too, when you slid in was incredible, but the shirt itself, tell me, what was that from?
That was my one and only appearance in TNA.
Oh.
Yeah, I ran in and DDT'd my good friend Francine. Francine. I love you. But yeah, I did a run in, DDT'd Francine, and I'm still trying to be the evolution of the Blue Boy character, but I ditched the Blue Boy name. I didn't really care for that. So I'm still the Blue Meanie. I went back to Blue Meanie. And I was, like, that goes back to when Jericho debuted for WWE, and he had a shiny shirt. He had this shiny shirt, and then every guy on Independence had to have Jericho's version of a shiny shirt. So I just went to Hot Topic and bought that shirt. That was like a Hot Topic shirt, I used to call them heat shirts. Get heat wearing that fucking shirt. But let me go on and get some of those heat shirts. But that was the one and only time I was in TNA.
Wow, it
was like 20 seconds. I ran in, did the DDT, mugged for the camera, and went to the back. So. But that was like maybe episode 5.
Really?
Their 5th ever show, and it was in Huntsville, Alabama, where they did Ric Flair's last match. So, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to say I got to work in that building. It's a well-known, legendary building. But that was the only time I got to work for TNA.
What year was that? If that was the first couple, was that 05, 04?
I'm not sure when TNA came around, maybe 03, maybe?
I'm looking up right now. I'm in the Google.
Yeah.
It looks like 2002 is when it was founded, but 2002, 2003. So it probably would have been around then.
Oh, holy shit. 20 years ago. That was me 20 years ago.
Wow. I was just very impressed by that shirt. And I guess now to tie it back to what we were talking about earlier, would that be a shirt that you could wear in public with pajama pants and Crocs, blue Crocs?
Oh, man.
I mean, just chef's kiss.
Even want my brain is malfunctioning just trying to think of that.
I can see it. The blue shirt's great. Like, I'm not knocking the blue shirt in any way, shape, or form because it's great. I'm talking about the lower half,
Yeah. That fucking shirt popped on TV.
Yeah, it did.
I had the, I forget which brand of hair dye I was using back then. I tried to use Manic Panic, but Manic Panic would like fade to green. And, here's the problem with like having blue hair is like, and having a mohawk is like you fucking you put the hair dye in and it looks amazing, but as soon as you put the fucking hairspray in to spike your hair up, the alcohol content in the dye kills the color like real quick. So that's a trick. If you want to get fucking hair dye out of your hair, just fucking kill it with alcohol. Shitty shampoo. But and then I found one called Splat, which was pretty good. And I forget. I'm trying to think of which hair dye that was back then. But that was a dude. Like I used to go to this hair salon, and they had this really good fucking blue. I forget who made it, and then they discontinued it. And I was just like, dude, tell me who makes it. I'll go to the warehouse and buy up every remaining fucking bottle of it, because when I would walk into the building with that hair dye in my hair, like people would just look at my hair and go, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, just, yeah, it was like fucking, I was like a human blacklight, you know, just fucking, it was awesome.
It was the way that the hair and the shirt popped in that photo. I was like, damn, that's a great look. And I know that, like, you know, I had friends who, you know, dyed their hair multicolored, you know, as we were kids and things like that. But like, is it, I would imagine, I mean, you kind of answered my question. It's difficult to maintain the blue. Was it difficult early on to keep it that blue? Or was it like, how often were you dyeing your hair?
Dude, I would literally, like the early days of ECW when I was, you know, first becoming the Blue Meanie, you put that stuff in and you go take a shower, and it's like most of it would just come out in the shower. So I would just have to like reapply like small batches of hair dye every week.
Wow.
Like I would go to a show, put on the rubber gloves, rub it in, spike my hair up like that. Now the only fucking thing that sucked is, you know, if I sweated, you know, and even, you know, my sweat touched any part of that new fucking blue, you know, I'll get like fucking blue spider veins down my fucking head, looking like Luna, you know, or Bull Nakano.
Right.
And then if somebody went to pick me up off the mat by my hair, their whole hand was fucking blue.
Oh, geez.
So, but that's what you had to do to keep that fucking blue. I mean, I'll go back and I'll watch episodes where like my hair's just faded. I'm like, God damn it. You know, why couldn't I just, like when my hair got long, like that was really hard to maintain just because the fucking length. I couldn't do what I did with the short mohawk because I was just spiking it. I could just I could put the dye in and dry it in with a hair dryer. Mm-hmm. When your hair gets long and you want it to fucking, you know, flow like fucking Fabio, you know, just fucking, like when I had the long hair, I had my hair in a ponytail. I would just do this thing where I snap my head and my fucking tail will whip around like a propeller, you know, just like when I come back, you boom, and couldn't do that if I was just putting in dye and keeping it in and fucking, and then like if my hair whipped around and hit me in my face, I'd look like a fucking blue zebra, you know?
You could have worked it into the gimmick. I'm sure with the BlueDust, it would have been cool to have the zebra lines up the front here, you know, to accommodate, if you will. No, I know it seems kind of a trivial question, but I've always been curious just because of the nature of it. Probably was incredibly difficult to keep that settled. But talk about heat, man. Wearing the heat shirt, wearing the pajama pants and the fucking Crocs, dude, you could have, like, you would have got Dominic Mysterio heat, brother. Dominic Mysterio heat.
I think there's a guy who wrestles in Crocs. I think his name's Puff.
Oh, jeez.
Good dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. You know, like when I was doing that Blue Boy angle, I would wrestle in boots, but like if I did a run in like the shoes, like I was always worried because they're like low that like I would like bust an ankle or something like that, you know. But I can't imagine. I don't even know how people, you know, I love Matt Riddle, but I don't know how he wrestles barefoot.
Oh,
you know,
I was going to say that. Yeah. I don't like him and Solo Sikoa. Like, I can't even imagine what that feels like to be in the ring and doing it just seems like you're going to just break your toes all the time. I don't know how you can even function in that capacity.
I'm someone who's always like at least once a year I've rolled my ankle, like growing up, you know, and have it just fucking swell the fuck up. You're like, what the fuck, you know? And that's just wearing like shoes and walking normal, not doing anything like super crazy, you know? Just walking, all of a sudden my ankle would go, whoop, and I'm like, fuck, you know?
Jesus.
I can't imagine wrestling with no ankle. Yeah, with wrestling boots, you get the ankle support, you know? And same with the, I wear the amateur boots because, you know, I don't think my character would look right with normal wrestling boots, you know?
Right.
And at least with amateur shoes, they kind of look like a sneaker. So, but also, you know, shorter boots give you a longer leg and give you gives you the appearance of being taller than you are. So, little tricks. But yeah, I don't know how anybody can wrestle barefoot, man. Oh,
no, it doesn't sound appealing and it doesn't sound fun. So I can't imagine it would be any kind of interesting for me to give me as tight of a boot as you can. I have a weird thing with my ankle anyway. Like I tore ligaments back when I was a kid, and like anytime I run, fucking fucks up and shoots pain up my legs. The tighter you can get around that, the better. But no, I just I wanted to make sure I talked about the shirt there because I was it looked great. Like it really popped on the screen, and it definitely gave you what you needed there. But one last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up today. I talked about it in the green room, which again you can watch us right now if you wanted to, like as we're recording. This is the future, obviously, but in the past, in the present, you can watch us at patreon.com/MindOfTheMeanie. You can get this show right now, early and ad-free, and join the Pod Squad. But as we started to record, I got the news that Tony Bennett died, which is unbelievable. I mean, the guy was a legend, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on Tony Bennett's passing.
Talk about a career, man. Golden Tones, man. From all accounts, he was a really good guy. Always hear about people from back in the day, and they'd have this clean cut, on screen persona, but behind the scenes, they're kind of a dick, But you never heard that about Tony Bennett. He was like class personified.
Yeah,
and all the generations that he's touched, and I guess word has it that like. Tony Bennett was Frank Sinatra's mom's favorite singer, which goes to say, that's a hell of a fucking compliment.
Yeah.
Frank was the man.
Yeah.
But Tony Bennett, that's such a shame. Classic sound, classic songs. The songs and music that like would just touch you emotionally.
Yeah.
Even though I'm from Philly, he sings, I left my heart in San Francisco, still touches you because of how he delivers it,
Yeah.
So, rest in peace, Tony Bennett. It's crazy. Shit, he was up there when I was, young,
Yeah.
He's been around forever. He's like an institution, But I was a bummer to wake up to. But I'm sad that he passed away. But he had a great life, and all the people he touched, and even as far as staying in tune with the younger generation, doing duets with like Lady Gaga and stuff like that. Tony Bennett was always relevant.
Yeah. I always enjoyed his stuff, man. I always thought he was great. When we were kids, we used to listen to, they would play in Philly, they would play, it was Fridays with Frank and Sundays with Sinatra with Sid Mark.
Yeah.
And they would play a lot of Tony Bennett records because they were contemporaries and they were friends. So in certain aspects, certain times they would play Tony Bennett records just to incorporate, or if he would cover a song, whatever it was. And I just remember being like, wow, I really, I love Frank, but I love Tony Bennett too. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's like these titans of musical past, and the way he was able to sort of reinvent himself in the early 2000s. I know most younger fans know him from the duets and albums he did with Lady Gaga and some of the newer stuff, which it's all fantastic, But again, an incredible life. He was 96. He's a couple weeks away from his 97th birthday. He was born August 3rd, 1926. So it's a shame, man. It's a shame that he passed. But it's great that we still have the music. We can go back, and I'll probably play some Tony Bennett records on the way to the beach today, sir. And I want to thank you as always for doing this program with us. And knowing now that we have the knowledge of not just a shared affinity for UFOs, but also a shared hatred of croc culture. So that is wonderful news to find out.
Before we leave,
and
I was trying to Google this as we're going because I don't want to fuck up. This Wednesday is the UFO hearings in Washington, the UFO/UAP, and they have 3 witnesses coming out. David Fravor, David Rush, I want to say Ryan West. I was trying to look up the third guy. I think it's Ryan West. Ryan West and Fravor are Navy pilots who have seen them, up in the air. So you don't get any better than that. And then David Rush had heavy duty fucking clearances and no shit that a lot of people aren't allowed to know.
Wow.
And he came out, like, go on YouTube, the David Rush interview. Fucking amazing stuff. And they're having a hearing for it this Wednesday, July 26th. So that will be something I will be tuning into. I can't wait.
I was going to say it's required viewing now.
Yeah, somebody who's been obsessed with UFOs since, I believe I saw one in 1982. It's either August 82 or 83. I saw something and it was like, it really touched me. So then, start looking them up and following them and enjoying them in silence because you don't want to get mocked.
Right.
Not enjoying, but like,
you're fascinated.
Following up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fascinated. That's the word I'm talking about. Being fascinated by these things. So, July 26th. Yeah. I'll be looking out for that.
I will have that streaming on my computer at work for sure. I'm on Forbes.com. I'm reading the article about it now. So it looks like it's Navy Commander. Yeah, you're right. Navy Commander David Braver, former Navy pilot Ryan Graves, who says he spotted a UFO.
Graves.
Yep. And then David. You got it. Of course. That's what we do for each other here, sir. And then David Grush, who is a former U.S. intelligence official, who said that the government found vehicles of non-human origin. And NASA is saying, the NASA statement is that there's no. Or what is it? No, one of NASA's key priorities is the search of life elsewhere in the universe, but so far NASA has not found any credible evidence of extraterrestrial life. There's no evidence that UAPs are extraterrestrial. I say bullshit, sir. And ma'am, I believe that there are. What the hell do we call it? What is it then? Because you can't say anything else. It's not alien, and what is it? I'm just saying.
Look, if it was China or Russia, it'd be game over.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a representative from Tennessee, Burchett.
Mm-hmm.
He said, it's like, if this was Russia, he would have just flown one of those motherfuckers on the White House lawn and fucking came out shirtless,
Came out shirtless.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it.
That guy's a character. He's great. But
he said "Daggummit" during which popped Carl pretty hard. He said "Daggummit," I think, during the news conference, which I'm like, man, this guy's serious. I love it.
Yeah, this is as far as politics I'll go as UFOs and the people talking about UFOs. But holy shit, if they're not extra, what are they?
Yeah,
just tell us what they are, because there's footage of them. Apparently, there's better footage than the shit they've released.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know if that's part of the hearings, but God, dadgummit, I'm ready for it.
We will follow up with that in 2 weeks' time, because next week we're going to skip our Ask Meanie segment that we usually do every week on the show. But next week coming up, Meanie, I'll have you know that we have together collectively a brand new full Ask Meanie episode. Anything, you'll hear it right here in this feed next week.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel. So I want to thank the Pod Squad for being here today with us. And Blue, I want to thank you as well. Where can everyone find you, sir, on your social media pages and out in the world, in the universe known as Al Gore's Internet?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, sort of TikTok, but now Threads at Blue Meanie BWO. I got an invite for Blue Sky. I can't figure that thing the fuck out. But if you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie or coupon code MIND and save 10% on some of those great looking shirts over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. Go to MadCatBeardCare.com. Get yourself some of the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton doing an amazing job over there taking care of the kitties. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All series can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. Again, you can buy the Blue Meanie variants right now at shop.figurecollections.com. Go get some of these cool-looking action figures there. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, you go to podstars.net. PODSTARZ.net. And that'll be the only one I do. Go there to that site, register your podcast, and then hit me up. And we can have a lovely conversation. Shout out to Jim Nelson over at glaciersofice.com. Jim made a 3 of 3 only custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair takes Jim about 50 hours per pair. So if you want to see him do this magnificent work on these shoes, go follow him on social media at GOI Kicks. Again, all forms of social media at GOI Kicks. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Go over there and let's do a video. Let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter, a little bit happier over there at Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Me? Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads. I have not received an invite to Blue Sky, but when I get there, it'll be This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So check it out right now. Yeah. Follow me on all forms of social media. Also, go to foundationradio.net. Check out my other show. Lots of great content coming down the pipeline. Great interviews. Good stuff on the way. And lots of good stuff in the archive as well. Lots of cool people. Everyone from friend of the show, Rob Van Dam, to Robert Costa, to Asher Roth. Go check it out right now. Foundationradio.net. Brothers Gaddor, sir. I'll have you know, Blue. Brothers Gaddor has the very first official licensed Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy. It's my first piece of merch anywhere, and I'm all sold out of them here. So the only place you can get them right now is at brothersgaddor.com. There's only 25 in existence, and once they are sold out, my friends, they are out. But while you're there, pick yourself up a Blue Meanie Wrestle Buddy. And also, sir, you can get a 2-pack. That's right, 2-pack of your favorite podcast host, myself, and the Bluest Meanie right now at brothersgaddor.com. The Feinberg Method. Use promo code Goober and save up to 20% off of your entire purchase, not just physical wellness, but also mental well-being as well. Brad Feinberg, trainer to the stars at the FeinbergMethod.com. Want to rep my friends at the 10th Ward Barbershop out there in Lawrenceville in the outskirts of Pittsburgh. You want to go set up an appointment with them, you go to 10thwardbarbershop.com. And right now is the last week to vote for them for the best barbershop in Pittsburgh in the upcoming Pittsburgh City Paper Best of PHG 2023. So go right now. The voting ends on Sunday, July 30th. So this is the last week you can do it. Excuse me. So go to pghcitypaper.com and find the barbershop area and vote for your friends at the 10th Ward Barbershop today. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Go pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie, where you can become a part of this Pod Squad Meanie. I'll have you know, tiers start at just $10. So you can join us and see our beautiful smiling faces every single time we record, and ad-free on top of that. You can even see the faces we make when we fart into the microphone. It's that simple. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. I want to thank our sponsors, Manscaped, this week for sponsoring the program, and also want to thank the Pod Squad for being here and being a big part of our show. The entire reason we do the show is for them and for you that are listening to us as well. Thank you. Tell your friends about it. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your show. Tell a stranger at Wawa when you're standing there, and let them know where to find us. Blue Meanie, I want to thank you for the show today. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip to the mind
Blue World Order
of the
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is produced by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Mind of the Meanie and become our patron on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?